A humble waitress in a luxury restaurant is mocked by wealthy diners unaware she is a former elite Navy Special Forces operative. When armed robbers storm the place, she single-handedly neutralizes them. Instead of gratitude, most guests judge her until police reveal her background. A billionaire praises her, hires her as head of security, and the privileged bullies later face public backlash. The storm outside hadn't eased. Lightning licked the skyline like a photographer taking frantic flash photos of the city. Inside Aurelia, candles flickered in the sudden glint, briefly exposing nerves behind expensive confidence. Anna didn't notice the weather anymore. She'd been trained to read people, not clouds. Table 16 waved her over with a lazy flick of manicured fingers. The woman there wore diamonds that sparkled the way envy does. Her husband scrolled his phone loudly, reminding everyone around him that someone was always beneath him. Anna approached, posture steady, shoulders aligned, breath even. "We've been waiting," the woman said without glancing up. Anna nodded gently. "Thank you for your patience. May I bring your wine list now?" The woman finally looked at her. Eyes sharp, lips pursed like she'd tasted something bitter. "You look tired," she murmured. "You should fix your hair. Presentation matters." Anna smiled, the kind of smile people who've seen war zones learn to wear, soft, distant, untouched by little cuts. "I appreciate the feedback." The woman blinked. She'd expected offense, not grace. Grace confuses people who seek power in cruelty. At the bar, Mike polished glasses. He leaned forward. "You okay?" "I'm good," Anna said. He studied her like a man noticing a mountain disguised as a meadow. "You ever think you're too calm? Like, creeps me out sometimes." Anna laughed, light and real. "I'll take that as a compliment." Across the room, James Coulter watched quietly. He didn't study her body language. He studied her awareness. The way her eyes tracked exits. The way her hand never stayed idle. Like she wasn't standing still even when she stood still. He knew soldiers. Not by uniforms, but by edges. Then the hum of wealth cracked. A metal tray crashed. Someone dropped glass. Then a raised voice snapped the room's composure. A guest at the bar shoved a server, wine splashing crimson across the server's shirt like a wound. "Watch your hands, idiot," the man growled. Anna moved before she thought, intercepting, her tone warm but threaded with command. "Sir, we'll replace the drink. Please take a seat." The man turned, ready to intimidate, but froze when he saw her eyes. Still calm. But ancient calm. The kind that knows chaos and isn't afraid of it. He backed off. Anna walked the shaken server to the back. "Breathe," she whispered. "You're okay." Moments like that echoed louder than shouting. But serenity always ends just before the plot turns. And tonight, fate was a patient lion. Outside, 3 shadows moved through the rain, heavy boots and heavier intentions. Inside, Anna wiped her hands on her apron. Her heart knew before her head did. Silence stretched. Somewhere deep in her bones, instinct whispered like an old comrade, "Brace." The doors blew open like anger entering a quiet home. 3 men, faces masked, weapons raised, stormed into Aurelia. Screams cracked the air like broken glass. Chairs scraped. Luxury became panic in a heartbeat. "Everyone down," one of the masked men barked, gun waving with jittery confidence. Crystal shattered as someone dropped a glass. Someone else whimpered. Another prayed under their breath. The rich were no braver than the forgotten. Fear equalizes. Anna didn't fall. Didn't shake. Didn't scream. She just breathed. Deep. Measured. The kind of breath you take when your body remembers a life you walked away from. She gently placed the tray she was holding on the table beside her. No clang. No panic. No wasted movement. One robber's eyes snapped toward her. "Down. Now." Anna didn't obey. For a moment, time stretched thin. Rain hammered the windows. Someone cried. Someone whispered, "That waitress is insane," but Anna wasn't reckless. She was calculating. Her gaze slid across the room, sweeping like radar. Guns. Angles. Distances. Patterns. Weaknesses. 3 men. 2 handguns. 1 knife. Leader nervous, but dominant stance. Second twitchy. Fear more dangerous than malice. Third calm. Too calm. Harder to break. Somewhere in her mind, boot camp cadence echoed like a ghost. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. The leader stepped close, gun thrust forward. Get on the floor. Anna met his eyes, voice steady. You don't want to do this. Laughter from the room. Bitter. Fear sharpened. She's going to get us killed, someone hissed. Even Mike, trembling behind the counter, whispered, Anna, please. She ignored everyone except the threat. When the leader shifted his weight, she saw it. That tiny decision moment. The flicker of intent. Action. Her elbow slammed his forearm. Gun dislodged. Wrist twisted. Knee drove into his ribs. He dropped, breath stolen by precision. Gasps. Not admiration yet. Shock first. The second man lunged. She caught his wrist mid-swing, redirected momentum, and sent him crashing into a wine rack. Bottles exploded. Red streaks painted marble. The third robber hesitated. That hesitation was his downfall. Anna stepped in, disarmed him with emotion so tight and practiced it looked like choreography, then swept his legs, pinning him effortlessly. 15 seconds. 3 bodies still, breathing but defeated. The room wide-eyed. No applause. Too stunned for that. Anna stood, eyes scanning for a fourth threat. Always assume one. She didn't blink. Didn't bask. Just breathed again. Then someone whispered, trembling, "What are you?" Anna picked up a napkin from the floor, folding it neatly. "I'm staff." But her eyes said something else entirely. "I didn't want this life. But I haven't forgotten how to live it." Sirens wailed in the distance, getting closer with each fractured second. The restaurant slowly came back to life. Not gratitude. Not awe. Suspicion. Did she know them? Someone muttered. No normal person fights like that. She's dangerous. Wealth is confident until it sees strength it can't buy. Anna ignored the whispers. Instead, she checked the pulse of the robber nearest to her, adjusting his position so he could breathe better. She wasn't cruel. Efficient doesn't mean heartless. But judgment kept dripping like poison. A socialite clutched her pearls. She could have gotten us killed. Why didn't she just listen? A man in a tux scoffed. Probably some wannabe soldier. Or one of them. Anna stayed silent. Silence is often harder than explanation. Mike approached, voice shaking. You were in the military? Anna didn't answer. Not yet. Her fingers shook for the first time under the sleeve of her uniform. Not from fear. From memory. A desert. Sun blinding. Boots heavy. A teammate laughing beside her before everything erupted. Sand stained red. A photo in her locker she still couldn't look at without swallowing grief. Back in the restaurant, someone stood clapping slowly. Sarcasm dripping. Hero waitress. Congratulations. We'll all need therapy thanks to you. A ripple of cruel agreement. Strange how humans fear saviors more than threats sometimes. The doors burst open again. Police, not robbers. Soldiers of another world. Weapons lowered as they saw the scene. And then a voice broke the tension like glass breaking underfoot. Well, I'll be damned. Carter? A grizzled officer stepped forward. Recognition widening his gaze. Anna Carter. Navy. Special Missions. You saved our unit in Kandahar. The room froze. Judgment evaporated. Shame arrived, uninvited and heavy. Anna exhaled. Quiet. Not triumphant. Just tired. The officer clapped her shoulder. You still move like a ghost. Thought you disappeared. I tried, she whispered. Whispers shifted. That can't be real. She worked here. But she looked so normal. James Coulter stood then. His voice cut clean through the murmurs. Normal isn't what you think it is. His gaze met Anna's. Respect there. Recognition of a kindred kind of quiet strength. Tell the truth, he said softly. You didn't freeze. Not once. Anna shook her head. Couldn't afford to. Not bragging. Just stating the physics of her existence. Police hauled away the robbers. The manager stormed over, face red. You're fired. You ruined the night. You think this place needs vigilantes? Anna looked at him. Calm. even kind. I protected your guests. And you cost us liability, he snapped. Get out. Wealth doesn't always value protection until danger becomes memory. Coulter's jaw tightened. Storm outside softened. But inside, one was just beginning. Anna removed her apron slowly, folding it with reverence, like even endings deserved dignity. She set it down on the counter. Guests watched, waiting for collapse, apology, some humiliation they could feast on. But humiliation doesn't cling to someone who has bled for bigger things. Greg smirked, satisfied. Next time, follow protocol like everyone else. Everyone else. People love that phrase until they need the one who isn't. Anna didn't fire back. She just nodded, simple and direct. Wish you well. She turned to leave. Wait. Coulter's voice was not loud. But authority isn't volume. It's gravity. He stepped forward, hands in pockets, posture relaxed, but gaze loaded with intent. You know who I am, he asked gently. Everyone here knows who you are, Anna replied. He nodded once. Then understand this. He turned to the room, voice calm but cutting clean lines through silence. Every person here panicked. Every person here waited for rescue. Except one. Eyes dropped around the room. Wealth always hates mirrors. Coulter continued, voice steady. Security isn't about size or posture. It's about nerve, character, precision under pressure. She didn't fight for ego. She acted because no one else could. Anna shifted, uncomfortable under praise. She didn't want spotlight. She wanted peace. Miss Carter, Coulter said, softer now. Come work for me. Whispers shot across the restaurant. The billionaire? She's a waitress. She's something else. Greg sputtered. She's not qualified for anything beyond. Coulter looked at him like he was an ant asking why mountains exist. She saved your life while you hid behind a wine fridge. Greg snapped his mouth shut. Anna swallowed. I didn't do it for a job. I know, he said. That's why you deserve one. Her chest tightened. Old instincts, new future. A life she once walked away from was reaching back, not pulling, just offering. Mike stood in the kitchen doorway, eyes shining. He gave her a small, shaky thumbs up. Anna, he whispered, you were born leading. You just tried to live quiet. Anna blinked hard. Quiet wasn't weakness. Quiet was armor. Quiet was survival. But maybe quiet could evolve too. She nodded to Coulter. What would the job be? He smiled like someone recognizing a rare artifact. Head of Protective Operations. Someone gasped. Someone scoffed. Someone whispered, she doesn't belong in that world. Anna turned to them, eyes gentle but unbreakable. I didn't belong in a lot of places until I walked in anyway. No bravado. No fire. Just truth. The kind of truth that rearranges rooms. Morning sunlight bled across glass towers like gold poured slowly over steel. Anna stood inside a sleek office with floor-to-ceiling windows. Manhattan stretched beneath her like a chessboard she never asked to play but suddenly had a place on. Her desk was bare except a small framed photo, her team in desert fatigues, sun in their eyes, bond forged by dust and survival. A memory. A scar. A promise. She touched the frame once, grounding herself. Coulter entered silently. Leaders like him didn't need noise. You settled in? He asked. Not yet, she said. That's the point. He smiled. Comfort makes soldiers slow. I'm not a soldier anymore. He looked at her, gentle. Maybe not on paper. Anna didn't argue. She'd spent years trying to erase a version of herself. Turns out, she didn't need erasure. She needed integration. A soft knock. A young employee peeked in. Miss Carter, your security recommendations? The board asked to review them. The boy's voice held admiration, not fear. Anna nodded. Send them in. As he left, he whispered, thank you for that night. A whisper of validation. Subtle. Human. Real. Anna exhaled softly. Healing didn't roar. It whispered too. Later, walking outside to grab coffee, she passed by a newsstand. Headlines about her were fading. The world forgets fast, unless you build something they can't. Across the street, a server carrying too many dishes tripped. People watched, amusement sharp as glass. Anna crossed immediately, steadying the tray before it hit ground. You okay? The young girl nodded, stunned. Thank you. People usually just stare. Anna's voice warmed. They stare until someone stands. The girl blinked. Saw more than clothes. Saw something steady. Were you military? Anna smiled. I was human under pressure. That's enough. Walking away, she slipped a small bracelet from her pocket, the street vendor's gift. She rolled it between her fingers. Fragile. Simple. Honest. She tied it around her wrist. A reminder she wasn't defined by uniforms or titles. She was defined by choice. Wind brushed her face. City noise hummed like life moving forward. Anna whispered something to herself, not dramatic, just true. I deserve a peaceful life. But I'll stand when I must. Not warrior. Not waitress. A woman who'd learned to carry power softly. The world once overlooked her. Now it didn't know how to categorize her. Good. Some people aren't meant to fit. They're meant to shift the shape of rooms. As she walked, her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. You don't know me. I was there that night. You made me rethink everything. She paused. Smiled. Kept walking. Some victories aren't loud. They echo. Fade out. Quiet strength. Still water with depth beneath. If you've ever been underestimated, walk anyway. Quiet doesn't mean weak. Stillness isn't surrender. Some storms don't roar. Some storms breathe. And they change worlds.